Yes, the music is back. Hopefully you can hear me. Let me just check. Yes, you should be able to hear me and the music. Let me know if either are too loud or too quiet or whatever. I don't think the ducking is working on the music, so it's not being lowered by my voice. Anyway. Thank you. Hello, Joe Weatherford. You like the mug? It's a pretty good mug, huh? Those on the Discord have already seen this plenty, but yeah, the podcast logo. Huh? There's going to be an upcoming chance to win 5. 5 of these are going out. We haven't even decided what the contest is going to be yet, but you're going to have to listen to the podcast to find out what the contest is going to be. It's probably going to be real simple. Just like send an email. First 5 emails I get will win a mug. Because unfortunately they're not that cheap, so I could only order a limited number. So there's going to be 5 to give away. But best British accent, good idea. Hello, I'm in a change. Good, starting out talking good, which is an excellent way to do a stream. I'm not in a rush today or this week actually. Last week I was really pushing it. So this week I'm like, okay, I got a good amount done last week. I can take a breath, take my time. I'm only doing 1 puppet this week, but it's a big one. We'll see. So for the moment, I'm just enjoying some coffee and talking to y'all. How y'all doing? So yeah, the reason the music is back is, as you know, hopefully, the Facebook stream is going away come February. So if you are watching this on Facebook, the reason the music went away in the first place was because Facebook just auto-mutes everything with music. However, in pursuant of my zeal of getting off algorithmically driven corporate platforms, we are not going to pay for a sub to be able to broadcast to the Facebook page anymore. So if you are on Facebook watching this, you're going to have to watch either on Twitch or YouTube. Speaking of algorithmically generated corporate platforms, but I have to pay money to stream to Facebook, and I'm not willing to do that anymore. So Facebook streams are going away, therefore the music is back. And it's really good because I notice the difference when the music is on and when it's not. Particularly because since what I'm doing now is I'm just working on my daily work, sometimes I just gotta work. I just gotta like focus on what I'm doing so I won't be talking, and that creates dead air, and that's not great. So if we have the music going, it's just a little nice, a little nice time or air filler, as it were. So got 9 people here already, not bad. I think doing this regularly is a good idea. Facebook gaming is going to be dead soon, it seems. Yeah, I wouldn't surprise you. Well, there's no humans working at Facebook anymore, right? It's Mark Zuckerberg and a bunch of robots, and that's it. It's the venture capitalist dream, right? So, it's not surprising. It's not a good platform, so who's going to use it, right? Not that Twitch is great, but there are no good platforms. It's a good platform? Mastodon. But read my blog for that. FYI, for those of you who don't know, maybe you only catch these streams, I am blogging regularly every day now at www.operationpuppet.com. I thought he was a robot. Well, yeah, it's a bit redundant, but he pretends he's not, right? All of the automated systems that are running Facebook now, there's no human face behind that. Zuckerberg is at least an attempt at a human face. Not a good one, not a convincing one, but they try to fool some people. Not us though. Thank you, Dorak. Yeah, the blogs are fun. It's funny because I never know what I'm gonna write about. I don't plan them. I literally get up, put on the coffee, sit down and type coffee blog, and then just go. And I don't know what the title is going to be until I'm finished the article. So sometimes I have to throw together a graphic real quick for the titles. But thankfully I've got the stock photo now with the Operation Puppet mug, so that's good. But they're good. It's a way for me to sort of jumpstart my brain in the morning, right? Just kind of go, okay, here's what's on my mind right now, kind of thing. It's a bit narcissistic and self-indulgent, but tomorrow's going to be how awesome I am. You know what? If you want me to blog about something, let me know, because that just helps, right? It just gives me less pressure, because then I know, well, okay, I'll talk about this now. So maybe tomorrow will be about how awesome Scarlett is. But what are we doing? Let's build some puppets. This is good coffee. I don't know why. Sometimes it just works out better, and today it's particularly good coffee. I'm going to enjoy the coffee a little bit. Oh, doings are a transpiring. Isn't it? This is just it's the best. It is the best. Speaking of the podcast, hey, look at that. Pinecone, hello. You just joined the Discord this morning. Yeah, so today we are working on an ogre, but you see, we got the lower third going on here. Go to pixelsandpuppets.com, it's the podcast. The next episode of the podcast is scheduled to be recorded on the 27th, I'm remembering off the top of my head, which is a Friday, so it'll probably go out on a Saturday. And Ogre, yes. So we got to figure out some stuff before that, but one of them being the contest to win one of 5 Operation Puppet mugs. I will pay for the shipping, so it will cost you nothing, but you're going to have to listen to the podcast to find out what the rules are. And first we got to decide what those rules are. Figure something out. You got to work for it in some way. I'm not made of mugs. I just broke a world record. I built 5 professional frog puppets in less than 1 week. That's impressive. As someone who built 6 puppets in 5 days last week, I appreciate the amount of effort that takes. That's a lot. Well done, Slug Fan. So yes, this week we're working on an ogre. I haven't done an ogre in a while. I've only ever done 2 of them. And I'm pretty far along here. So really today it's just going to be assembly and doing the features. So let me pull this up because I wanted to kind of pop this in. It's getting in my way here. So here are the 2 ogres that I've already done in the past. And I like them a lot. And this one's going to be a kind of mashup of the 2. And I'm just trying to decide. I think I want to do the kind of Swedish Chef style eyes of the yellow one here. With there's no actual eyes, it's just the eyebrows. I really like that a lot. But as you're about to see, this current ogre is also green, like, you get this right. Which way are we going here? There we go. Like that one. Out of my swamp. Yes, exactly. So I think it's going to be, the face is going to be more like the yellow one. But I'll probably do 2 teeth on the bottom, like the fangs of the green one, but they're going to be square like the yellow one. I think, again, I'm just going to mash up these 2. Go with the first Floyd Pepper iMech. Tempting. Maybe soon. So let me show you what I've got done so far here. Where camera should we use? Probably this one. Let's make the ogres go away. Here we are. So here's what's done so far. It's a lot. So the body is done, the head is done, the arms are done, and the biceps are done. Now here's a funny thing about these biceps. Let's go back here. And I'll pull the ogre picks up again. So the biceps that I do for all of my Live Hands monsters are the same. So this is the part of the arm that joins from the shoulder, to the elbow, and then it's a sleeve for the Live Hands. So the bicep that I usually do for all of my fur-based ones, furry Kermit, yeah, is this size. It's an 11 by 7, I think, tube. And so I did these the same size, and now that I'm looking at them, they seem big, but I think this is the size I did my other ogres. I think the length was the same, but maybe they got narrower, and I don't remember what I did for my other ogres, but this seems a little bit big. So if you look at this, like, this seems like maybe it's too big. But the thing about Live Hands Monsters is the arms are always a little big. Your Twitch live message still talks about you playing Diablo. Really? Uh-oh. Hang on. Thank you for pointing that out. That's not true at all. That was the last Frankie play stream, was Diablo. I guess. I assume. Well, the title is correct. Is there like an automated thing that gets posted? I don't see it. Zep, I don't see it. I'll poke that later. You're not talking about the title, right, Zep? Because the title looks correct to me from here. Let me know. Anyway, so you know what? The webcam is wrong. It's gonna bug me now. It's not as zoomed in as it should be. Oh well, too late now. Live with it. So I'm not sure what I can make these thinner, but I don't know. It's Twitch. They probably moved it somewhere impossible to find exactly. But I looked at some photos of my other ogres, and they might be, I know they are this long, they might just be a little bit narrower, but this might work too. So on Live Hands Puppets, usually the arms are proportionally quite a bit bigger than you think they should be. But this still looks too big to me. I don't know. Oh, it's in the email. There's an email? What? Oh, goodness. Okay, that's got to be like a notifications or something. I'll poke that after the stream. I'll definitely remember to do that. So I'm not sure what I should do about this, because this is kind of the next thing I want to do is work on the arms. And these do seem like maybe they're too big. The length is right. I think they're too wide. They're at least too wide at the shoulder end. You know what I mean? If I tapered these, if I made these, like if I just shrunk this down and made them more of a cone, that might be the way to go. I don't know. The other thing we could do is work on the facial features, and I'll worry about this later. They do seem a tad big, I know, but they always do. That's the thing. If you look at a little Live Hands Monster, they're too big if you just look at the puppet, but when it's in performance, when it's on the camera, it's not, because you're lower down on the frame, and there's a whole bunch of reasons. But I don't know. I'm going to think about that. Maybe we'll do the facial features. Maybe that's the thing to do. In which case, let's go to the top-down cam. This is going to be a great, look at that. That's great. It's super close up. He could be a muscular ogre. It's true. We got to think about noses. If we're going to do the face, the nose is the place to start with this. So let me just move our ogre out of camera range here. Put the giant biceps somewhere else. I need to work on those. Probably not on stream. So we're gonna do a nose. And the question then becomes, of these two noses, it's gonna be one of these two. You like the eggplant nose? I'm assuming you mean the purple one, not the pink one. I don't know. Maybe the purple one is the way to go. I think I might do ears for this one. Just because they're like, I might do ear hair as well. But we'll see. Thank you, Dorak. Thank you for dropping by. So I don't know, maybe, you know what? Let's make one of each and I'll figure it out from there. I'm sure I'll use it somewhere else. That camera's bugging me, but I can't fix it and be live at the same time. Oh well. Oh well. Such is life. So what do I need? I need foam and patterns. We're gonna do noses. We need both of those things. Excuse me for, well, I'm not actually out of camera. Hey, here's an advantage of having the zoomed out camera. You can see where I'm going. So we just got some foam. The foam, and where are my nose patterns? Did I put them in an envelope? You tell me, did I put them in an envelope or are they still sitting on the shelf? They're probably in one of those two places. Let's find out. I have an envelope of like miscellaneous stuff. This is still my favorite envelope of all. Kermit, final. Yes, really. How many Kermit patterns I did before I arrived on the finished one. That is a sacred envelope that will be going nowhere. There we go. Oh, am I still broadcasting something that got weird? Yes. Okay, there we are. Yeah. Noses, ears, teeth, horns, etc. Close this one. It's distracting. There we are. It wouldn't be a live stream without something going wrong. You are correct. So let me see here. Well, there's Frankie's ear. What else we got? This is one of the, I think this might be the ears I used for the other ogre. Here we go. Here's the big sausage nose. Here we go. So this is the foam that goes with that. And here we have the big non-sausage nose on the eggplant nose. And I didn't do a fabric pattern for that, I don't really. But there we go. The two kinds of noses. So all we need for these are 2 of each of these. Fish, plankton, sea greens, and nutrients from the sea. Okay. So here is our sausagey nose. This is sort of the Bert style. Is this the same one? Just make sure. Yes, that's the same one. Okay. So we need 2 of these. And mark the bottom just because these things are close enough that I'm liable to accidentally flip them around. It's not a live stream unless we reference Logan's Run. It's true. You kids don't even know what that is. You millennials. With your avocado toast. This, I'm pretty sure I can tell which side the bottom is. Pretty obvious. All right, so to cut these out should be done with a razor blade. And I know for a fact this razor blade is very dull, so we're going to get rid of it and open a new one. We are going to have to get the barge out for this stream. Coffee time. Joe. Box is the name of the character in Logan's Run. We're gonna get a razor blade. I thought I had an open box. I do. The last one in the box. Yummy, yummy barge. And first thing I think I'll do is just take my foam shears. I'm going to cut the bulk of these out. Where'd my foam shears go? What did you do with my foam shears? Never mind. Here they are. Just to get this big old slab of foam out of the way. Gonna rough cut around these. And shove this under the table where it will definitely not get in the way at all. Your puppets have a, so it's Carol Lee Wilcox, FYI, and thank you. Carol Lee Wilcox happens to be one of my puppet building heroes. R.I.P. Ms. Wilcox passed away in 2018 or 19? Possibly later. I don't remember actually. But Carol Lee Wilcox was one of the principal builders for Henson during the sort of a heyday of the Muppet Show. Built arguably some of the most beautiful Kermits, and also built, you know, like Phenomena, and just, you know, an iconic, you know, in my head there's Don Sahlin and then there's Carol Lee Wilcox. They're the titans of Muppet design. But that is a huge compliment. Thank you very much. This Persona blade is not behaving. I don't know what's going on. You should be nicer to me. You know who I am? I remember doing a nose like from scratch on stream. In fact, it may have even been this nose. So that's worth checking out. Noses are, or at least can be, very, very simple. As you can see, I mean, these are just two pieces. And the fabric that goes around them are essentially the same pattern, just kind of mirrored. And they look real good, in my incredibly humble opinion. I've never seen so humble an opinion. I don't know, this particular blade does not, it doesn't feel good. It's not gliding through the foam like it should be. Interesting. Why? Maybe it's the foam. Okay, so now that we got that, really we just have to barge them together, and that be that. I wonder if I should do the fabric patterns first, and then, because it is helpful to glue the fabric in as well. Maybe we'll do that too. So that means we have to decide on colors. Generally speaking, I like to go with a pink or purple for this style of nose. It works with most designs. Let me see. Just looking at what I got. How about, excuse me, I'm going to be standing up and going out of frame. How about, oh, we got that nice purple. It's purple here. It's a very, very nice purple. Get an orange too. Maybe we'll do an orange one. Get this really nice orange. Purple nose is my favorite. All right, so now the thing is, the previous Green Ogre had this style of nose in purple, so I don't really want to repeat myself too often. So maybe we'll do this one in orange, and then the sausage in purple. And that's the way to go with that. So we're gonna do the big nose. Boy, big nose. In orange. Because orange will work with the green as well. And so we make sure that the stretch is going horizontal. Make that nice and flat. How dare you betray your YouTube username like that? You're not Orange Cheesecake Zebra, are you? Yeah, Operation Puppet Orange, right? So for what I do for the fabric patterns, this is actually kind of unnecessary to do this. It's just a little bit more convenient. It's just mirrored, and then you cut slightly larger around the circumference. But it's pretty simple. Like that. Gotta make sure you just mirror it along one of the axes. So or not axes or edge. Words. Okay, just like that. Simple. So let's cut that out. Ah! This is the problem with no space. Constantly fighting to keep fabric on the table. Let me just cut this out. Bulk, and then we'll finesse it. Yeah, you know, look, there are only so many organic shapes in the world, so some things are going to look like other things, you know what I mean? If this were the podcast, you could comment. If the podcast uses the language. People are talking about cheesecake. Unfair to diabetics. I protest. So when we go to close this up, basically what I do is when this is all together in a single piece, I just sort of lay this in, I glue it down, and then we pull this up and stitch around it to close it up. That's it. It's our new segment, Elements of Kevin's Bill Streams that can't be discussed in a PG-13 manner. We're going to discuss in an R-rated manner. Probably going to be a relatively short segment. Excuse me, I need some gum. First I need some coffee, then I need some gum. Because we don't want coffee-flavored gum. Or do we? All right, and now for the pipal. Yeah, Operation Puppet After Dark. This marker may not work. No, it'll be fine. This is one of those vanishing ink markers that the air, once it dries in the air after about 48 hours, the ink goes away. So it's real good to trace onto fabrics where you don't want to see the pen marks after a while. Use them for everything. Except fur, because fur you don't need. There we go. And just like before, let's not waste. Those can be eyelids. This stuff ain't cheap. This is the good stuff. Oh, but soon it will be revealed how one of 5 extremely lucky podcast listeners will be able to win an Operation Puppet mug. Is this annoying yet? Let me know. So after this, we're gonna get the barge out and be doing some gluing. And then it's Zep's favorite bit, hand sewing. I knew this is off camera, I'm sorry. I gotta actually look at what I'm doing here, so. Okay, so now it's barge time. If I was a real streamer, I'd have some kind of alert. It's like, barge time! Did it play some MC Hammer or something? Okay, mask, check. Fan on, check. Gloves. Yeah, so all this music is by Game Chops, you can see up in the corner there. And Game Chops does like remixes of video game soundtracks. And they are all Creative Commons licensed. So they are perfectly fine to be used in streams and videos and however you like, provided that you provide attribution. So as of yet, YouTube and Twitch have decided this is fine. It should be, because they are licensed for wide usage. So we'll see. One day, I'm sure some bot's going to go, "Hey, that's music that can't be on the internet. Music is illegal." So most of the music is from like Nintendo games and stuff. All right, we gotta do the microphone dealy. This is gonna sound weird for a bit. Forgive me. Oh yeah, there are label agreements and stuff, but that doesn't stop the bots sometimes. Sometimes the bots just go, and then you have to dispute it. We call it the Facebook gambit. All right. You should be able to hear me. I can see the mic bouncing. Barge. You heard the 8-bit guy? No, I have not. As y'all might know, this isn't necessarily my chosen music, because I'm a jazz and blues guy, but it is what I'm allowed to use. So, and it's fine, it's nice, it's pleasant. It goes well with the stream. Is this is way off camera. Master of 1980s electronics is a big fan of the Commodore 64. This sounds like it's up Scumboy's alley. If you're talking Commodore 64, talk to Scumboy. Hey, there we go. The camera aiming straight at your barge hole. Here's one for the podcast. Oh, right in the barge hole. All right, there we go. Now we blow dry. Okay, now this may be off camera because I really got to get up close and focus on this. Koya, hello! I'm good, how are you? Please nose looks like an upside down heart, you're right. See, there's the nice interpretation, look at that. Jamie. Forgive me, I'm not looking at chat for a second because I have a nose to build. So, everybody, you gotta focus on your nose when you build them. You know what it's like when you're building a nose. Requires concentration. And there we are. So there's another step after this. We're going to stuff it with fiberfill to kind of flesh it out. Misshapen Forbidden Oreos. The Roger Corman film. Okay, here we go with this nonsense. These ones are actually considerably more difficult than the really asymmetrical ones. I'm not sure why. The whole goal with this is you want to try and keep the sides going together as flat as you can so the most surface area touches each other. You don't want to squish them and pinch them. All right, that actually came out okay. There we go. We got our two foam noses right there. So now we've got to stuff these with our fiberfill. And in order to do that, we have to make a hole and then stuff it and then glue up the hole. And it seems a bit weird to have to do that. Like, why don't you just stuff it before you close it? But this tends to work out a bit better. It tends to be a bit more symmetrical when you're done. So, we need to get some fiberfill. Travis, hello, nice to see you. A pleasure, as always. So, I'm just gonna cut a little hole in the back. Or I will designate a back and cut a hole in it. Right there. Same thing with this one. Actually, we're going to cut it lower down. Make an incision. Because it's Operation Puppet, you see? There's logic to everything. There we go. I'm keeping the mask on because we are going to have to close these up with barge, so. Then we take some fiberfill and we start just shoving it all up in there. Aha! Thank you, Travis. Episode 1 of this, you mean? The podcast, and if I haven't mentioned the podcast yet. Shameless, he's shameless. The puppet pit. You're in the puppet pit. This is it. Welcome to the puppet pit. So we gotta stuff these really well. This helps really cement the shape. We kind of want to overstuff it. And same with the nose. Shameless self-promotion, Scarlett. I'll allow it. All right, that should should get us there, I think. This is a bit lumpy. I mean, it's an ogre nose, so I guess it's okay for it to be a bit lumpy, but a bit lumpier than I would like. Let's sort that out. No one likes a lumpy nose, you know what I'm saying? You knows what I'm saying, hey. I do not have an interest in Pokemon. However, I cannot speak for everybody in the audience. I'm sure there's someone out there who's at least Poke adjacent. Okay, so now we gotta close up the incision. There we go, that's Poke adjacent. And you know what, while we're at it, oh actually no, I'm gonna do this first. Joe, I have not made noses like that. I can see, like, for more complex shapes, I can see that being a thing. When I'm going to do a more complex nose, like with nostrils and stuff, there's another method I use. We'll talk about that in a second. Yeah. The magical silent hairdryer is back. OBS added in some of the NVIDIA filters by default. So, yeah, hard is like way. It's all right, it's fine. So I'm using the filters that are built into OBS, and they're pretty good. There we go. That one's closed. And that one's closed. Okay. So, there's a method, Langston Hatch is a puppet builder that does a really good method for making a nose. I should try and find the link. I've done it on stream before, the Langston Hatch method of doing facial features, and it's really good. It's making a foam shape and then using spray adhesive and just kind of molding the fleece around it. It's really neat and useful. But I've done that, but I haven't done building up layers of foam and carving it down, no. I haven't had a need to yet. Everything that I have been needing to do, I can either do with this method or with the Langston Hatch method, so. So now what I like to do is just put a little bit of glue up the middle seam and then glue these down. So that way when I'm sewing them closed, it'll just hold in place. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna put a little bit, not a lot, just a little bit to hold it down. Like that. And then right down, middle, like that. Likewise, in here. Stay there. Right up the middle. Again, this isn't doing anything other than just holding it in place while we sew, so you don't have to do a lot, just a little bit. That's that. Use the baseball stitch on the place with the red thread. So these are going to be ladder stitched, which I find tends to be better if you're stitching from the outside than a baseball stitch. Yeah. Okay, so now we just kind of line this up, make sure it's centered, tap it down, so now we got it all in one piece, and now it's easy to kind of wrap this around and start sewing it closed. Let's see, that looks like the bottom to me. So there we go. Now I can get rid of the mask. We're done the gluing. Yes, Jamie, for Count Orlok, the nose and the ears were done using the Langston Hatch method. I'll dig up that video. Give me a sec. Uno segundo, por favor. Watching Kevin search for videos is the best part of every stream. Langston Hatch, here we go. Soft sculpture puppet baking. I believe this is the one. I'm not going to play the video because it will go out on stream. Actually, no, it won't go out on stream. But anyway, here I'm going to paste this into the Restream chat. Hopefully, this will go out everywhere. But that's the video from Langston Hatch where they demonstrate their method for doing any features that are soft sculpture on a puppet. I've used this method quite often, and it's great, and I love it. If that's not the right video, then it's somewhere on their channel. They don't have a lot of videos, so it's going to be in there somewhere. Yeah, goodbye Darth Blades. Oh, that's already a better name than most of the things that Lucas came up with. I finally had to change out the cartridges in that mask. I went for a whole year before I had to change them out, but I can start to smell the barge, and when you can smell it, you know that the mask isn't being effective. So now is the part. Now comes the part where we hand sew. For love, yes, for love of money. So I am gonna ladder stitch all these. So we'll go to the hand sewing camera here. Yeah. Some thread. Excuse me for admire Kermit. Some thread. When can you do more VTuber live streaming? So that's actually a part of the subject matter of today's blog on OperationPuppet.com. We'll probably do some more at some point. I'm not sure when. It gets, amongst all of the things that we do, it's probably the least popular. We like doing it. It's always a lot of fun, but it's also like, you know, there's a time investment involved, and I can usually spend that time doing something that's going to get more views, which is a terrible thing, I know, and I don't like thinking like that, but unfortunately, because I have limited time and resources, I have to think like that. So there will be more Frankie play when there is demand for more Frankie play. So tell everybody, tell your friends. It's on you. That's what it comes down to. I will do what the audience wants. Happy to do it all. But there has to be, you know, more than one person watching kind of thing, you know what I mean? Doesn't have to be a lot, but it's not, you know what, even one person's fine. It's just that some of the Frankie Play streams, literally, there was no views, so. Yeah, oh, I know, it's also, there is a time situation, right? I mean, Scarlett, I know you'd be there for everything, if you could. and I appreciate it. So sometimes it's just serendipity, you know. But like, you know, with the podcast now, we're kind of focusing a little bit more on that, and that's kind of taking up the time that the Frankie Play streams would otherwise have. But we'll see. It's not impossible to do it all. I like the fact that Slugfans trying to like drum up support. I appreciate that. That's, you know, that makes me feel good. I really want more coffee, and I have a bit more coffee. I think I should go. Did I do this last stream? I think I also went to get more coffee last. Well, I'm hand sewing, so that means, yeah, you know what I'm saying. This is a good time to talk about it because I am just hand sewing now. So. You know, as it were. Believe me, I like doing it. I even like, like the technical side of it is fun. Coming up with that rig and having it all work is good. Look at y'all. I don't know. So Andrew and Matt are actually away currently. I don't know, Jamie. What do you say? You free this weekend? Maybe me and Jamie could get together, and Frankie and Jamie could get together and do something. I don't know. Yes, Zep. And I appreciate that, right? Like that's kind of the whole thing. And I mentioned this also on the blog. It's like some of the people who come by for the build streams aren't even puppet builders. They're just like, they just like hanging out with people who they know are nice, and that's great. That's ultimately what I want to do with Operation Puppet, right? So all right, Jamie's free Friday night. I'm saying Friday. I don't know what we'll do, but we'll do something. Oh, Zep, you far from annoy me. You're a regular. You are treasured. That's a good idea, Jamie. We never did play that Ghostbusters game. We could do that. All right, here we go. Live content planning. Friday night, 8-ish p.m. Eastern. Frankie Play Ghostbusters. What's the game called? Ghostbusters Spirits Within or something like that? I don't even remember what it's called. The most recent Ghostbusters game. The Left 4 Dead, but is Ghostbusters. I never promised I'd play Battle for Bikini Bottom. I said if I had time, I'd have a look. Guess what? Haven't had time. I already own the Ghostbusters game. I really want coffee. Should go get some coffee. What time is it? 12:02. A whole hour of this yet. Definitely need more coffee. I don't know. Y'all keep trying to make SpongeBob happen, and I don't know that SpongeBob is going to happen. It might be too late for me. You know what I'm saying? I keep trying to make Jasmine Blues happen. It ain't happening. All right, Scarlett, you're gaming the system. You want a mugger, don't you? Yeah, but Zap Your Poll would only be on Twitch. Huh? That ain't fair. Minecraft. Uh-oh. Oh no, Zep's got a plan. This is gonna brace yourselves, everyone. What's gonna happen? Now I'm scared to go get a coffee. Minecraft might actually not be a bad idea. I don't remember where. It's on Game Pass, right? So I know I own it on Switch, but you gotta have it on a platform everybody's got. What we might do, depending on how the momentum on the podcast goes, is we might just do some streams as us under the auspices of Pixels and Puppets. Personally, I want to get some tabletop RPG stuff going. That would be a thing I want to do, but that also is dependent on other people and what the viewership of that might be, which is all unknowns at this point. So that's something possibly for the future. I would spin up a Minecraft realm for Operation Puppet. That's what you want to do. Huh. See, and now we're talking about self-hosting things, so suddenly I'm interested again. What puppet-themed things could we do? Frankie's Palace. We could build the Oracle's Cave. Ooh. What if we built the video game the Oracle came from? Huh? Build a Kermit. Well, we could build a Kermit. We couldn't sell a built Kermit. But unless we built a Kermit. No, definitely. Recreate an accurate Muppet Theater. All right, I want coffee. Y'all figure out what you want. I'm gonna go get some coffee. I'll be right back. Where's the be right back thing? I don't remember where the be right back thing. Okay. Oops, it looks like the Facebook notice was still on the Be Right Back screen. Oops. Probably going to be on the end screen too. Yeah, so Kermit is an interesting challenge in that it is different than any other puppet I've ever built. Partly because you are aiming for a specific thing, right? So Kermit's actual design is quite simple, but to be able to dial it in so it's exactly, I mean, I was very picky with it. I've seen some Kermits that are, you know, more or less fine, but you can always tell when something is even just the slightest bit off. It's very, very precise. So even though it's simple, there is a level of accuracy that you need when you're going to do a good Kermit. That is really hard. So I wish you luck. But it is kind of a rite of passage, right? Every puppet builder's got to build a Kermit. That's just the thing you do. I got my coffee. Yeah, I know. Pretty soon, Scarlett's just going to be like, that one, that one, that one, that one, that one. Yeah, I'm going to turn off the fan. It's annoying. You don't need it. No more fumes in here. Yeah, because it's simple, and also because everyone has a picture of Kermit in their head, right? It's so iconic. You know what Kermit looks like instinctively. So on a build, like anything else, when you're building a new character, you can go, well, that didn't work out the way I was planning, but I'll go in this direction because this is the way the build is going. That's not the way it is when you're building a replica, because you're trying to get a specific thing, right? But yeah, you're right. The simplicity is part of the reason that it needs to be accurate. Yeah, Kermit is a unique challenge. I had plans to do one more Kermit. I don't think I am going to. But we'll see. If I'm gonna do another Muppet replica, I'll probably do something not Kermit. I'd really like a Dr. Teeth. Speaking of unique challenges, Gonzo's tough. Gonzo uses a whole range of skills that I am not well practiced at, like foam carving. But you're right, that would be a good challenge, right? Dr. Teeth, yeah, I know. Honestly, if I had more space to store them, I'd just have a room full of Muppet replicas. But I don't. So I don't. Really? Is Gonzo a trans icon? I mean, okay. That's cool. Yeah, Gonzo's wardrobe is a whole thing, right? Like, every single piece of clothing has to be, you know, handmade at that scale. Okay, all right, I can see it, Scarlett. Yeah, all right. I never watched Muppet Babies. It just didn't do anything for me. The second you take the Muppets out of being puppets, for some reason it just loses kind of a core thing, right? Nope, it's just coming along. Yeah, the Argyle sweater, for sure. I mean, Gonzo's chili pepper shirt. I should just have one. I don't know why I haven't even attempted to obtain one yet. I would absolutely wear that. Until this representation will steal it. Absolutely. This is a good nose. I like this nose. His nose is gonna work out. It's my favorite thing about this nose. Now that I'm stitching up the back, I don't really have to be quite as dainty with my stitches. If Dave Goals on Cameo, so I wonder, you know, Michelle would have Gonzo say trans rights. I don't think Dave Goals is on Cameo, and even if he is, I suspect, you know, he can't just perform Gonzo. He has to get like permission from Disney. And I don't know if they would be okay with that. I remember seeing something years ago about Matt Vogel. Matt Vogel's son was making a Kermit puppet. And so part of you was going like, well, could you just not show him Kermit? Like, you know, you have access to Kermit. Like, you can, and he was like, nah, it's the security around those puppets is pretty intense, as it should be. Yeah, I hope so. I hope so. We'll see. Or maybe not. I don't think that I would be surprised if Dave Goals is aware of what Cameo is. It would be nice though. I mean, I love Hawaiian shirts. I love loud, obnoxious Hawaiian shirts. And I love chili peppers. And I love Gonzo. I mean, why don't I have one of those shirts? You tell me. Seems like a no-brainer. I haven't even looked. I don't even know. I remember a couple of years ago, people were on the Muppet Replica forum on Facebook, where somebody was doing a Gonzo replica and they sourced some fabric that was the fabric. So it's out there. I don't have Wembley's banana shirt either. I should have that too. You're absolutely right. I also need to restock my supply of Hawaiian shirts because I keep losing this weight, you see. Intentional. But like currently, this is probably gonna rattle the mic, but like this thing, this is not an old shirt. This is a relatively new shirt and it is still just like huge. So JB, the only part of that that is out of bounds is the honey. But the rest sounds good. Blueberries are actually quite good diabetically. They're as fruits go. Most fruits are you gotta be real careful with because obviously they have a high glycemic index because they're all sugar. But blueberries are one of the few that aren't. So that would be fine. And Greek yogurt, I eat Greek yogurt all the time. Greek yogurt is fantastic. For the first time, Steve came to Dragon Con in 2015 and had to go through some hurdles to bring Kermit along. Yeah, no doubt. There's a whole like security procedure, and you got to sign it out and sign forms, and even the non-Disney ones. Like I remember when lockdown happened and they wanted to shoot all the Sesame Street characters from their respective homes. It took a while for them to be able to sort of get the clearance to get the puppets shipped to them, and set up the procedures for being able to perform them at home and everything. That was a bit of an ordeal too. Oh yeah, no. One of the things that my wife Margaret has found that is super good is there's like a brown sugar stevia. It's got some flavoring in it that gives it that little bit of molassesy, brown sugary taste, and that's real good, particularly in like baked goods. I'm a big fan of stevia. We get this stevia soda that I'm drinking all the time, and it's not the best soda ever, but at least I can drink it. It's called Zevia or something like that. Yes, Scarlett, you're right. So part of the whole rigmarole with shooting the Sesame Street stuff was like, none of these puppeteers really had any filming equipment, right? So they did end up shooting a lot of it on their respective iPhones and things, but they had to get them like green screens and ring lights and stuff to make it look at least partway decent, right? It ended up being quite good. But you could really see some of the seams then. Like I remember they did one with Grover. And it was the first time, because the lighting, of course, is you just got a big ring light and that's it. But you could actually see really clearly inside Grover's mouth for like the first time that I can ever remember. And it was kind of rough in there. It was like all wrinkly, and it's like, ooh, this is stuff that the studio lights normally hide, right? Is this Minecraft music? Let's see. It's called Wet Hands. Seems a bit weird, but okay. This one's called Snow Point City. Which I don't know. I don't play many Nintendo games, so I don't know what these references are. Could be. Okay, we are coming near the end, and this is always the annoying part for closing up a ladder stitch, is trying to make it not look like a big old mess. Don't always succeed. I suspect this may be one of those times. We'll try our best. That's not too bad. trying to keep the knot in the back here. I want to close it up real good. So this is the nose I think I'm going to go with for this ogre, so I don't really have to close up the other one. Just make a knot in the fabric, it'll keep it from unraveling. One of the things I have been doing to buy some insurance when I glue in a mouth plate is I've been making sure to put glue along the rim of the actual stitching. And so that just buys a little bit of insurance that over time and use, the stitches aren't going to pop out. So here we go. Let's blend that seam a little bit where it's visible. Blending seams, doo-da, doo-da. I think I have an idea for the next Oracle episode. Well, I have an idea for the next two. The one that I already had an idea for, I have to finish building a puppet for. But the one, I just had an idea for another one that I think I may be able to shoot before that. And I don't know why I'm mentioning that other than it's a thing to talk about, because that's all I'm going to say. It's a joke I've been working on for a long time, but I think I finally cracked it. It does not involve foghorn leghorn. Why is that so hard to say? All right, here we go. Here's our nose. It's a pretty good nose. So let's see what this looks like on the head, shall we? How are we going to show that? You know what? Let's do the top cam. Yeah, Cookie Monster, the inside of Cookie Monster's mouth. That's actually kind of what I got going on with the ogre here. Let me show you. Get the ogre up here. So what I do with the ogres is there's a really big gap in the back, and that lets the jaw be really loose. But sometimes, so usually I make the interior of the mouth out of black, in which case you don't really ever see it. But this one's red, and you get all that wrinkly back there. That's some of that's gonna get covered up with the throat and the tongue and everything, so it'll be fine. But it's still, like, at first you're kind of like, that's not great. But anyway, it'll be fine. I saw the trailer for Kermit Swamp Ears. It looked weird. I don't know. It didn't ping with me immediately. So anyway, here we go. Let's see. What's his nose gonna look like? That's pretty good. What's the character? There's a Homestar Runner character that looks like this, isn't there? I've only seen not all of the, but I've seen a lot of the Strong Badge stuff for Homestar Runner, but I had not the rest of it. And I know there's a character on Homestar Runner that looks like this. All right, here we go. Okay. Yep. That's not bad. It's very Muppety. Pinecone, yes, there are 2 finger loops. There's a leather loop on the top and the bottom, which is all you really need for this because there's no iMac or anything. So you really just need to be able to anchor your middle finger and your thumb. It does look a little bit like Dr. Teeth. You're right. You're not wrong. If this were reversed, hang on. Okay, so imagine this head being upside down. And we put some teeth in there. Suddenly we got Dr. Teeth. How about that, huh? You're not wrong. You're frighteningly right. I mean, you want to talk Dr. Teeth? That's the first thing I thought of when there's Dr. Teeth right there, right? Yeah, this is gonna work. This is gonna go well. That's real good. So we're gonna do this nose with, hey, the nose is getting away. With just the big eyebrows, no eyes. I think that'll look good. I can picture that. Look, this is me picturing it. Yeah, that's all right. I'm pretty happy. See, that's the moment. There's always a moment where you go, yep, that's it. And It's hard to get that aligned on camera, but there we go. It's not bad. I could pin it. Pin it. The question is, how far up do we want to go? Probably about there. Yes. Now, I'm not going to stick my hand in there because there's a pin in there now. There we go. And I'll glue it on the top, but I'll leave it a bit loose on the bottom so when it talks, the nose will wiggle around. Well, you missed this, Scarlett. Oh no. Hope your router's okay. Yeah, there we go. Nose is finished. That's not what we wanted to happen. Sympathetic nose motion. Yeah, that's pretty good. Ooh. Yeah, that's all right. So we're gonna do square tusks and just the big shaggy eyebrows. I think we'll do ears as well because I would like some ear hair then coming out of this. Those windmill. Yeah, here we go. That's not a good look. It's a bad look. Don't do that. Here, let's anchor that nose in place. Let's go underneath here. Boom, there we go. Now the nose is. It's a very floppy nose. It's pretty good though. It's all right. It's very Max Fleischer, right? It's very 1930s-ish style. So, shoulder cam will pick this up. Yeah, there we go. That color on that's terrible. So let me just get the not at all unused cat tree. This is a puppet stand, can't you tell? Here we go. That's a pretty good nose right there. What time is it? Oh, we got a whole half hour yet. So I'm gonna have some more coffee and decide what to do next. So for this one, I wasn't gonna do eyeballs at all. I was gonna do the I call it the Swedish Chef style because it's what Swedish Chef has. Swedish Chef doesn't actually have eyes. It's got the furry eyebrows. I think that'll look good with this. But we'll see. I may. So that's kind of next, actually, is... well, I could do the ears as well. I'm still undecided on the ears, so I'll figure that out later. I think we'll do the hair and the eyebrows next. Because one of the things they do is since they kind of meet in the middle, it will cover over that join right up at the middle of the nose, so that's good. But before I connect any of that, I should actually glue the nose down. We'll see. But yeah, it's very, very chill stream today because I'm not in a hurry. I got the day and tomorrow to finish this, which I'll be done this probably today. And then Friday, Tetris, yeah. Friday, I have to do photography and listings for all the puppets I've made for the past 2 weeks, and including this one, there's going to be 9 of them, and that's a lot. That's going to take a whole day to do the photography and the video and get the listings put up, and that's going to be a whole thing. So that's going to be like what I do Friday. But then I'll be able to take a bit of a breath. I still want to build more for the shops, but there will be enough on the shops that there will be like something there at least, because right now there's nothing. So we'll see. But that's Friday's going to be just a lot of admin, and then a stream in the evening apparently. But we'll see. And then the week after is when we are recording the next Pixels and Puppets podcast. I keep pushing. One day it'll work. We'll see. I'll monitor the numbers after the stream and see if anybody's gone and listened to the podcast. We know Travis has, so there we go. That'll put us up by 1. Indiescape, hello. So, speaking of Ghostbusters, since you're just joining us, Indiescape, if you're in Belgium, go listen. You're right. We'll talk about Belgium in a second. Friday evening, 8-ish p.m. Eastern. I'm saying this for Indiescape specifically. How close am I to the microphone? Why? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Is it too loud? Am I going hot? I can bring it down. Oh, the microphone. I see what you mean. Yes. I don't think we're going to get there. So we're at 84 downloads right now. And I said 100. And so unless we get a big spike before, like in a week, then I'm not getting the microphone. I'm sticking to my word. I don't really need to spend the money right now anyway. The mic I have is fine. I don't know. Yell, tell your friends, and we can get to 100. That's collectively across both episodes, so that's doable. Yeah, sorry, Indiescape, I'm getting distracted. I'm saying it to you specifically because you just posted those Ghostbusters Proton Pack videos on the Operation Puppet Discord. Join the Discord. We have decided on this stream that on Friday evening we're going to do a Frankie Play stream where we play Ghostbusters Spirits Within. Yeah, there we go. You know what? That's not a bad add-on to the thing. If we could get to 100 downloads across both episodes, or one listener from Belgium. Why Belgium? Go back and read the blogs. On the stats page, for some reason, so we get breakdowns by country. And if a country doesn't have any downloads for the podcast, they just don't show up. But for some reason, Belgium is on the list as having 0 downloads. Only Belgium, nowhere else. So as far as I can see, Belgium is just trying to torment us and go, no, we're not going to listen to this. And we're going to make sure that you know that we're not going to listen to this. So the goal, no matter what else happens, the goal is to get one person from Belgium to download Pixels and Puppets. Huh? There we go. Look, it's a plug for the podcast. Okay. Enough frivolity. We got puppets to build. So yeah, there we go, Indiescape. You got us in a Ghostbusters mood, so we're gonna be doing it this Friday. So I guess eyebrows are the way to go next. Let's go to the top cam. There we go. Then get nose close up. How about that, huh? Oh, didn't you know that we have a podcast? Why, yes, we do. It's called Pixels and Puppets. You can visit pixelsandpuppets.com and it will take you to the page and you can subscribe to it on whatever podcast service you use. Thank you, Scarlett. Scarlett set me up here. Yeah, I haven't. I've watched the first one that you put up, Indiescape, but I haven't watched the others yet. But I will. I had subscribed to your channel. Why am I standing up? Because I need some fur. Why, look, some fur. So we're gonna make some eyebrows. Now, for this kind of thing, I usually just kind of wing it. I usually just kind of freeform it. They tend to come out a bit nicer and more kind of organic. So for the eyebrows, generally speaking, like if we're gonna do like those style, I want to do kind of a triangular shape. So I always start out bigger than I need. In fact, let's go a bit longer than that. Right? And again, I'm just rough sketching it out here. Remember, this is the back, right? So the fur is going to be, oh, I want you to pay attention to the direction of the fur. That's the wrong direction. See? See? Wrong. So the fur is going this way. And that's important because we want the fur to point down. Here, let me get to a slightly more usable bit. This fur is really weird that it seems to change direction. There we go. Okay, I got it. Let me just get rid of this because it's too much. It's too much. We don't need that much. Okay. So the grain of the fur is going in this direction, right? So that's where the fur is going to droop. So gonna draw, and again, I may trim these down. We'll see. Just kind of a triangular sort of shape, like that. We'll see. That might be too long, but again, you can always remove material. You can't add material easily. So let's try that. Just as a place to start. It's okay in these games, you just, you know, it's there. It'll always be there. So for this kind of fur, or these kind of cuts, I usually just do it with scissors. I don't bother with the razor blade, depending on the backing of the fur. If it's a soft backing and I can get through it easily with a razor blade, I'll use the razor blade. But for this, it's fine. I just do little cuts to make sure I'm only cutting the backing and not the fur. Again, you see, I'm not being super precise. I'm just kind of going with the flow, roughly following the lines I've drawn. There we go. There's one. And the reason I added that stuff onto the top is because we are going to fold these over and glue them so there isn't a raw netting edge, which I really dislike. Almost 90 sunglasses shape at agreed fur. Yes, exactly. Jordy would use these to see magnetic fields. Right, so here we go. So we can kind of see, I wonder if the shoulder cam would be good for this. Nope, the shoulder cam isn't good for much, it turns out. I guess it's not too bad. Let me see if I can raise it up a bit. As now follow the podcast on Spotify. Thank you, much appreciated. Here, we can just move this camera a little bit. That's a little more useful. Yeah, so let's see how we can, oh, that's not bad. That's pretty good. All right. So I think once we make the nice edge, these might be too wide actually. I might narrow these down a bit and make them more discreet. And I may even trim up so they taper. Yeah, I know this is terrible. This is just a crappy little webcam. So yeah, this color is not representative of what it's actually like. But yeah, these need to be smaller. I think this looks more like hair rather than eyebrows, right? So I think these need to be smaller. So let's go back here with the big old nose in the camera. Oh no, your HD 4K camera broke. That's not good. I don't know what I would do. That's what this camera is. This is a this is a very out of focus. There we go. This is a naked puppet. I gotta move that text. This is my Blackmagic Pocket Cinema 4K that I shoot all the Oracle stuff on and everything. And if that were to ever break, ugh. Getting white balance and color temperatures between diverse cameras is a nightmare. It's true. I don't even try anymore. So I want to make these smaller. So let's see. Too long. I think the width is okay, but they're too long. We need to make these. This is usually how I do stuff like this. I just kind of suss it out and try something, see if it works. If it doesn't work, try something else. These are just little bits of fur, so there's lots to go around. Let's see what this looks like now. That's probably a bit better. That's short. Everything should be filmed at a flat profile, white balance in the same light source, and then do your color correction in post. Exactly. Welcome to live streaming, though, right? Keyword being live. And, you know, I could color balance it in post, but you know, going between real cameras and webcams, and it's just a mess. Oop, that's the wrong camera. That's the close-up camera. Hi, how you doing? This one. Yeah, no, exactly. Let's see how we doing now with this. That's a bit better. It's actually too long. I think it needs to be. I think I need to trim these down a bit. It's a bit too long to look like eyebrows. I'm gonna trim them at the front, and we'll leave the back, like the trailing edge, a bit longer. But I will trim them down at the front. Dojo Puppet Studio, hello! Nice to see you. We're actually getting close to the end, but thank you for dropping by. Always a pleasure. A pic of my camera in the Discord for later viewing. I look forward to that. Okay, so we're gonna trim these down a little bit. Let me see. Oh boy, I think my trimmer is a bit buried. Forgive me for mucking around here. Let's see. Let's see what we can do. Yes, this fleece that you see in extreme close-up right now, this is the stuff from Weird Kids Store. You are correct. Yeah, the green stuff is actually from, I think this was from Puppet Pelts, or possibly Georgia Stage, but the nose stuff, you can tell the difference, right? Because the nose has got the knobbly texture. Let's see, I think we're getting close here. Yeah. Yeah, pilling, bad for sweatshirts, good for puppets. Yeah, this is the stock orange from Weird Kid. That's just if you order orange, this is what you get. This color isn't particularly accurate. Actually, you know what? It's not bad. It's a little bit less saturated than this in real life, but the actual tone is pretty close to this. It's just not quite as intense color as this, because this camera is adding some saturation in, but it's about right. Let me see if any of these cameras is actually more accurate. This one might be. This will also depend on, yeah, actually this is more accurate to what it's like in real life. So there you go. Weird Kid is in Canada, which is among the reasons that I use them. I should switch the camera back. Here we go. Oh. Yeah, Weird Kid is actually quite close to me. They're in Ontario. I live in Toronto, and they're just a little bit north from where I am, so I get their shipments quite quickly. Okay, let's have a look at this. Whoa, I got so much fur everywhere. Of course I do. This camera. This is I hate this. I gotta do something with this camera. It's terrible. All right, we're getting there. We're getting there. It's not bad. I know it's out of focus even. Come on, autofocus. There you go. Better. There we go. You can kind of see where we're going there. This needs to be trimmed a little bit more. But I think I'm going to leave that until I decide what to do with the ears, because when I put the ears on, I think I'm going to put ear hair in, and that might all kind of blend in together and almost be like sideburny, and that might be pretty cool. That you know what? Actually, yes, for mutton choppy. Sideburns might be pretty good on this. That's gonna have to wait till the ears go on. I'm not gonna make any decisions right now. We'll wait till we get the ears on and then figure that out. Time for another down with fur, right? Yes. It'll be a hot time in the old town tonight. Something fur. Yeah, I do as well. I don't really like. I can dye my own fleece, but I don't really. It's a bigger job than I generally have the space to do. So if I do need a very specific color, like the Kermit, this Kermit fleece right here, that was custom dyed, and actually they had to take a couple stabs at it because the first lot that came in wasn't quite there, but they were happy to try again, and they would have taken the first lot back, and I said don't worry about it because I'll use it for something else anyway. But they will, if you need a specific color, they will work at it. They will get you there. So I've always had a good experience with Weird Kid. Quite happy. Speaking of which, as soon as I put the puppets that I've been built for the past 2 weeks up and sell some of them, I got to make another order because I am actually getting low on most of my common colors of fleece. So, Weird Kid, be on notice. You're gonna get an order soon. Where are we at? Not long to go. I think we're just gonna chill for the rest of the time. But yeah, this is going all right. We get the ogre and. We're getting completely out of focus, and that mouth wrinkle is really bothering me. I'll see what I can do about that. But anyway, we're getting there. It'll be something. It'll be something by tomorrow. That's my goal, is to get this done by tomorrow, so should be good. What a nice stream. This was a very chill stream. And I think part of it is the music. Definitely got to stick with the music. But I also have to remember to change the location of this, because when we go to the Puppet Cam, which we hardly ever do, the text gets in the way. I'll just move it over to the other side there. You know what? I can do that right now. This is, oh no, I can't. It's on a different scene. I would have to switch scenes. It would be bad. Because the scene that I would switch to doesn't have the mic on it, so suddenly you would not hear me at all. Thank you, Jamie. So apparently we're streaming Friday night. We're doing Frankie Play. I got to make sure that the whole rig works still, because it's been so long that I don't know. There may have been some software updates even to the VTuber stuff that I'm not aware of. So who knows? But we'll take care of that. So Friday night, Frankie Play, Ghostbusters Spirits Within. Is it Spirits Within? I'm pretty sure it's Spirits Within. 8 p.m. Eastern-ish. Stay tuned. It'll be on Twitch and YouTube. Yes, make sure Ghostbusters updated me too, because I fired that up once when it came out. So who knows? Anyway, I think we're gonna call it there. Thank you, everybody. As always, a sincere pleasure. I gotta do it one more time. I'm sorry. We just have to. It's in my contract. Make sure you subscribe and listen to Pixels and Puppets. Thank you, Zap. Always a pleasure. Don't forget to hit the like button. Don't forget. Oh, what was that? That was an attempted Grover. I committed attempted Grover. Don't forget to listen to Pixels and Puppets, everybody. It's terrible. I should never do that again. Spirits Unleashed. Yes, Spirits Unleashed. Thank you. Yes, lunch. I'm already half an hour late for lunch. I'm going to go have lunch. And subscribe to the podcast. Hit like and subscribe and all of those things. As I wrote on my blog today, since I am trying to rely less and less on algorithmically generated terrible corporate media, you people out there are the way that we're going to get more people. Word of mouth, baby. That's the future. So, you know, share with your friends, tell everybody, do things on the internet. I don't know. I'm going to go and have lunch. Thank you, everyone. You're about to see a Facebook message that says Facebook is muting music, even though there's music. So I don't know. I'm going to go have lunch. Thank you, everyone. Have a good day.